So guys, Qliphort here. So I am here with
Leo Black.
And you went?
I went Ramsgate Regionals, representing Brotherhood. I came top 4. My only loss was to Martin, final round Swiss.
You were playing BA?
Struggled against BA. But I was running Qliphort, and I just get underway with the deck profile.
Yeah, just get into it. How did you find the deck?
I thought it was really good. It was really strong. I'd make a couple of changes to the main deck, but overall I thought that it performed really well. My only real struggle was against Burning Abyss. I 2-0'd every deck that I won against.
Nice. So yeah.
The monsters, obviously 3 Scout, 3 Carrier, only 2 Helix. I think 3, because I'm running 3 MST and 2 Wiretap, I think you only need 2.
Okay.
I run then 2 disc. I know a lot of people run 3 disc, but the people that run 3 disc, they don't run the shell. And the shell is like, it's just really good against piercing damage in time. It's like a BLS, but it's just really nutty. You can attack twice and it does piercing damage. I then just run 1 dragon. I couldn't find the room for more, and I think it's a bit slow in the deck. Like you lose to MST, so you lose the search. I prefer just the searching power that I have from the spell, so only on the 1. And this card, it's just nuts. You pendulum, you go scout search, activate this, pendulum summon, you get scout to hand, you get another search. But the problem with this is it's good when you're winning, it's bad when you're losing, so you don't really want to draw it. This deck doesn't really top deck very well, but you don't really want to draw it if you're in a losing position. Okay. It's only really good like if you draw early.
So it's a bit of a win more card.
Yeah, it's a bit of a win more card, exactly. From spells, obviously 3 Summon Arts, 3 Sacrifice, 3 Duality. I don't run Upstart. I think life points is everything in this format, and you don't really want to give, especially in like a mirror match, which I played 1 of. I thought I was expecting more, but I only played 1. You don't really want to give your opponent an additional 1,000 for an extra scout search. So I cut on the train on the way. I was running it, and then I decided to cut it. So I just run the 3 Duality. Helps you search into like whatever you need, sacrifices, scouts, pretty much anything. 3 MST. I was running 2, but this card is just so good, especially against Burning Abyss, which this deck has a real problem against. It's okay to blind MST their back row. I blind MST to Fire Lake and just went in from there, so it was pretty good.
Blind MST has never been too strong.
This card was MVP of the deck.
I think this card's so good.
It's so good. It's better than Skill Drain. I'll just give you an example. You have a disc on board which you've normal summoned. It's 1800 attack, and your opponent goes in to attack it. If you had a Skill Drain on board, there's a possibility they can MST it or whatever. If you've got this, you can flip it in damage step, and it goes to 3200, and then it sticks at 2800. So it's 2800 beta, so it's just so good. It won me so many games. And then finally one Book of Moon. This card was really good. This and Chalice were my 2 best cards of the deck, without a doubt, against Burning Abyss. You essentially, when they make a push play, when they special summon all their Burning Abyss cards, you can Book of Moon one of them and destroy the others because they don't know what the set is, and they don't get their graveyard effects. It was just really good. So onto the traps, obviously 3 Skill Drain. I tended to side this out game 2 and 3 because of things like Fairy Wind, but I had the 3 Chalice, but you need it game 1. Like if you're not playing 3 Skill Drain and Qliphort, then you're just, it's stupid if you don't play it, but no real explanation there. But I tended to side them out. 2 Vanity's Fiend, Vanity Tempest even, sorry. I cut this from 3 to 2. I don't think it's as relevant as it was last format, especially with like Qliphorts. It's okay against Burning Abyss and Shadows, but you don't really want to clog with this, so I think it's okay at 2. I then played 2 Wiretap. This is the one card that I wish I saw more of. I might bump up to 3. When I drew it, it was okay because I could turn off Fire Lakes and stuff like that, and then send them back to the deck. So this is why I'm running it over Trap Stuns, because Trap Stuns send it to the grave and they can still get it with Dante. But I just wish this was at 3. I wish this was the only card that I wish I saw more of. I then, for the one-offs, I play 1 Climate Change. This guy can bring you back into the game if you get Fire Lakes, or if you get game 2 or 3, if they Fairy Wind you, or if they MST or whatever. And it's so good. It adds up to 3 cards from your 3 Qliphort cards from your pendulum zone to your hands,
Yeah.
and it can just get you back into games when you're losing. I then play the 1 Bottomless. This is the only one of the 4 that I don't play Solemn, I don't play Compulse, I don't play Torrential.
Okay.
I think this card is the best of the 4. You don't really, in this deck you don't really want to play Solemn because you're searching and you've got all the skill drains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This card for the mirror is really good. It also won me a game against Burning Abyss when he had BLS, he topped BLS, and I had this and I won the game from there. So it put in work. Mirror Force put in work today as well. It's really unexpected because you're playing Qliphort. Not many people expect you to run attack stoppers. It won me a game because the only monster I saw all game against Burning Abyss was game 1 was a carrier, and he went Dante to attach 3 to boost at 2500, and he ran into Mirror Force, and he didn't have a comeback from that, and I just won from there. I just beat down literally. And the final card, 1 Mind Crush Maidens. I really like this guy. It put in a heck of a lot of work. It's good against Burning Abyss. It's good against Qliphort. It's okay against Shadows if you know what to hit, if you know what to call. When adding, like if they recycle their Shadow Fusion off of, I didn't play any regional sucks, but that's how it goes. But if they add, say if they add from contract, if they add a Shadow Fusion or something, you can just mind push it, and then being able to see what's in their hand gives you such advantage because you know what their plays are going to be.
Yeah.
But it was really good. So
that
was the main deck. It was 40 cards. The extra deck, it's not really relevant, but I went into, I think the only guy that I made all day was this guy. This guy, if you've got like Scout and Vanities on field, it can act as a soft block. He's got a 2450, so it's kind of hard for like Qliphort to get around. And yeah, it was pretty decent. But the other cards were this guy. He's got a really good effect. I didn't really go. As I said, I didn't really use the extra deck, but one of this. This theoretically should like help you clear boards if you needed to. One of this for a cycle if they Mind Crush or Solemn your summons.
Yeah.
This. This for skill drain. 2 of these. Theory behind this was if I needed to access it and I wanted to shuffle one of their cards back into deck, like Qliphort and stuff like that, but didn't go into it. This for the same reason against Qliphort, but didn't go into it. And then for the 5s, Tyrus was Tyrus. Boxers for burn damage, and then Black Gaia Dragons for, as I said, I didn't really use it, it was relevant. Side deck. 1 Towers.
How can you side a tower?
This was, I sided it once against Burning Abyss, and I drew it, and I never sided it again after that. The thing about Towers is if you don't draw it, and you play Burning Abyss and you manage to summon it, it's game, because there's no physical out to it within the deck. But if you draw it, it's really dead. So I kind of really hate the card because I drew it, and then I never sided it, but it's got to be sided, you have to. 2 Majesty's Fiend. Some people question this. The reason that I run Majesty's Fiend is I tend to side out the skill drains, as I said, with sort of fairy winds and stuff, and I tend to side these in. It's really good against Shadows. I'm just going to, there's another card, but it works in conjunction with this. Stormforth. So you Stormforth their Dante and you summon this, and they don't get Dantes or any attached effects. So you can just basically like win from the advantage that you put on board with this. Even though they can like ring blast it away and stuff, it's still very good. It like puts them behind. So it put in work. And then the final, the monster, I run 3 of these. Really good, just for Burning Abyss. As I said, the main problem this deck has was Burning Abyss. As I said, I 2-0'd every game that I won, but I lost against Burning Abyss in the final. I signed 3 of these in. I never actually saw it, but it stops them from XYZ, which is really crucial. Then spells, you saw the 3 once on 4th. Good for the mirror, good for basically anything.
Really good card.
Yeah, just a really good card. 2 Spell Shattering Arrow. If I had 3, I probably wouldn't use it. I think 2 is fine because I use 3 MSD in main. It's just a win card against Qliphort. Then 2 more Mind Crush. This guy, because I mained one of them, but I tended to side in another 2 or 3 if I knew what I was facing. Like Burning Abyss, I think this card is the best against Burning Abyss because they reveal to special, and then you chain this, and they don't get the secondary effects. Against Qliphorts, if they're running Madolchi Knights, which I'm not in this build, but if they are, and you mind crush one of their Qliphorts and it goes to the grave, it basically makes Madolchi Knights dead.
Yeah.
And against Shadows as well, it's okay. Finally, 2 selection. This card was okay. I didn't really side it in, but the theory is that because I don't main deck Solemn, its effect is normally to out, pay 1,000 life points, negate the summon of a monster that has the same type as a monster on the field and destroy it. So against like Qliphorts and stuff, this will send it to the grave because it's negated.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like a Solemn, but you're only paying 1,000 life points, which I really like, because I don't main deck Solemn, because like, as I said, life points is everything in this, and you can easily get OTK, but this card just, I didn't side it in, as I said, but it could put in so much work potentially.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that was the deck.
What record did you go again?
I went X11. I won every match up until round 5, where I drew against Aaron Chislett. He was running Burning Abyss. It was a really, really grindy game. I think that was probably my worst, my hardest matchup.
Yeah.
Even though I lost to Martin in the final.
In the finals.
It was a really game 1 he misplaced, and I just take the game from there. Like, I was able to set up a pendulum and keep it, and just special summon with skill drains and just OTK him. Game 2 I misplay. I should have booked Moons his Dante so you can use a Fire Lake. But that happens, and I just had to grind back from there. I added back a climate change with Scout, and it was just a really grindy match. We ended up in time, and they were doing draws, so that's how it was. And then the final round, I lost to Martin 2-1. I OTK'd in game 1. Game 2, he resolved the Fire Lake and I had nothing. I drew the Wire Attack too late, and he resolved Fire Lake and we went from there. Game 3 was really grindy. I think I had a misplay again. Like Book of Moon, I misplayed, for some reason I misplayed Book of Moon so much. I had Book of Moon in my hand. Again, I should have made the same play. I should have been able to Book of Moon, but that happens. I'm glad that I lost to Martin from the Brotherhood. But this deck is really strong. The only problem it has is Burning Abyss, as I said, so I may want to side in more stuff against the Burning Abyss matchup, but I think that the 2 Mind Crush and with the Flying Seas, like, and with these cards as well, like, it just depends. This game is just dependent on who goes first and how well they draw.
Yeah.
If they've got the boards already and you don't have the answers, then they're definitely going to win. Like, there's no doubt about it. But that's how it is. I'd just like to give a shout out to the Brotherhood, everyone at Brotherhood, to Olympia for the deck profile, to Mike and Martin, who helped me with the deck on the train. We were play testing for the whole 2 hours that we spent on the train to Ramsgate. So yeah, it was really good. And yeah, thank you very much.
Cool. Cheers. Thank you very much, guys.